We've got somebody that's still playing at 45 years old. Rohan Bopanna is joining the second serve team. Bopes, it's so good to see you. Danny here with you. You got Petch, Tracy, and Nick. It's great to look at you. Look so smart in your glasses.
Hey, everyone. Hi.
He is glowing. He's got the light on him. Look at this guy. He looks 22.
I feel like we need to call you Mr. Bopes when you have those glasses on.
Yeah, when you get to 45, this is what keeps you going. You need to.
Well, use those spectacles to look at that trivia question at the bottom of the screen. I'll read it to you.
Mine don't look quite as cool as Bob's, right?
27 doubles titles.
How many different partners?
How many different partners
have
you had?
Do we know? It's C, Bobs. It's C, mate.
I would say 15.
15? All right, what do we got?
We're going to find out the answer. We also already gave our choices.
Was that the answer?
Correct.
Yes! Oh, I thought D. I thought D. Rohan, you're on it. 14 men and Gabby. Nice. Rohan.
Wait, only one mixed doubles partner.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
That would be what that means.
One title in mixed doubles partner. That's what
title.
Oh, title.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
Title.
There it is right there. Rohan, thanks for joining us, man. 45 years old, still killing it out there. You're playing some doubles right now with Ben Shelton in Basel. You guys are in the semifinals. Maybe tell us how that came about, you playing with Ben there in Basel.
Yeah. Firstly, lovely chatting with you always. Thanks, Nick, for having me on this. The easiest way I would say is that my coach Scott Davidoff and Ben's dad Brian grew up together. They had the same coach, so they kind of knew each other for a long period of time. So that's how kind of we first even decided to play in the clay season in Monte Carlo, Munich, and Madrid, and that's where it actually came about. And then I got to know not only Ben but the entire family. Such a lovely family, and he's such a great kid. I mean, and I enjoyed playing with him. The power he brings, on the court. It's easy for me to be at the net and volley. So, I was happy to be playing with him this week. Here in Basel.
I'm sure you've taught him some things about doubles. What has he kind of helped you out as well? Because, you always kind of learn from each other. I remember when I was playing with singles guys, it was fun to play with Tommy Paul and Tiafo and Taylor Fritz. And I feel like you guys have such a great connection out there on the court.
I think the best part about Ben is he's constantly wanting to learn whether he's standing in the right places. Even this morning we had a lot of practices where he wanted to work on some double specific and to see where he's hitting the first volley, and after that where he's positioning himself. And from him I just enjoy watching the explosiveness he brings on the court, and that lefty forehand. He's got so much of velocity and topspin on it, and it's difficult. When I played him a couple of times, facing him was always tough. So playing with him is pure pleasure.
I remember in Madrid, you sitting there questioning precaution. I guess who I'm playing with, and we played the guessing game because he's a big server, and we just went through the bunch of the list. Ben Shelton didn't even pop in our head at first, and now it's like, oh, of course, a no-brainer. But it's fun to see you two out there together.
So, Rohan, the oldest man to make that #1 debut in the world at 43, and you've been out there for so long, so much success. Tell us what it's different in doubles. Has doubles game changed at all? It seems like players are kind of at the net just parking themselves right in the middle now than they did a couple of decades ago. But what have been some of the changes compared to 20 years ago?
I think for me personally also, I had to change a lot in my game. Back in 2010 when I made the US Open final, I was serving and volleying every serve. And last 2 years ago when I made the final in 2023, I served and stayed back on every single point.
Wow.
Just that the fact that the courts were much slower than what it was, and I had to also find a way to adapt my game style, and I realized I was getting a step slower, and I said serve and volley was not really becoming serve and volley, it was serve and half volley. And I said, okay, let me just stay back and try and figure out what can I do better. And I started working on that with my coach Scott Davidoff, and worked a lot of ground stroke drills, which kind of helped me adapt in today's situation, especially when like exactly what you said, a lot of the guys just cover that middle. They don't give you much space. So I had to really find a new way of creating angles, finding that lob, which was not a natural game style of mine at all when I came into this, tennis world.
Rohan, we just saw some lovely shots of you winning down in Australia, obviously with Matt Ebden, one of those 14 partners that you had on the men's tour to win titles with. Did you ever get a sense throughout the course of that period where you hadn't managed to win one that it wasn't going to happen, or was the belief always there?
No, the 100% I will say it wasn't there. I'll be fooling myself if I said it was there. Definitely at a certain period of time I was like, okay, this is what I'm just going to be, another journeyman going through the process and trying to find whatever good things happen in that journey, but just finding the right partner and clearly made that difference back in 2022 when I was playing with Matt Ray Middle Coupe. I kind of suddenly had made semi-finals of Roland Garros that year, and that kind of actually changed that belief quite a bit, of saying that, oh, I can still compete at this high level, play at with all these top players. And then at the end of the year, Matt Wade, he wanted to play with a Dutch partner, and I was looking for a partner. And fortunately for me, Matthew Ebden was available, and we decided, okay, let's team up and see how it goes. And fortunately for both of us, it went fantastically well. And we made a semi-final at Wimbledon, finals at US Open, and then we won Australian Open. So I think it was definitely that whole process, before I got that title. And, like I said, just getting that right partner, finding what game styles match, brought that belief, back in my game.
Bopes, having such a long career, we talk about longevity, people talk about balance and how to balance it all. You're actually the third most charming person in your family. How are you able to balance just such a wonderful family and bring them on tour and being a dad while being such a champion?
I agree with you, Danny, on that. I'll tell you this funny story about yesterday. We were playing our match, and then my wife and daughter, they're watching online back in India. They were watching the match, and then my daughter, who's 6, she's telling my wife, I don't know why Dad is wearing these black shoes. It looks terrible. I don't know. I think he must have just bought it off the street. So,
she keeps you on your toes.
That's like, literally bringing me down to reality and saying, either it was Ben's pink shoes, which she liked so much, and my black shoes was not really appealing to her, that much. But just having them on the tour has been amazing. I'm thankful that.
They're not great shoes, Bobs. No, you need black socks with those shoes.
Yeah, you got to go black on black.
The white and the black, that just doesn't work.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys are tough.
Tomorrow we go black.
Yeah.
I went with a white shirt, black shorts, white socks.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
There was some thought. Yeah, we can see that.
Yeah, there was some thought, but I guess maybe I need black socks. Maybe tomorrow it'll be in black.
Did your daughter like Ben's short socks, or does she like your longer socks? What'd your daughter think?
She didn't mention anything about it. She just said my shoes were bad.
It's actually all about the calves. Whether you can wear the short socks or not, it's about the calves.
Yeah, it's those big calves of mine. She was really impressed with.
Rohan, you've been playing some of your best tennis in your 40s. I retired when I was 40 years old. I thought that was long, right? And people were starting to play later in their careers. You're 45 right now. What do you feel like has been the biggest key to longevity for you?
I think number one, investing in myself with having a good physio to make sure that I do the proper recovery after each and every practice, each and every match. That is something I feel I changed as well for the past 10 years. Kind of the way how I was training. I was never a competition with you, Nick, in that gym. There was nowhere getting anywhere close to you.
We were in there a couple times together. Yeah. We were in there a couple times.
Yeah, I still remember the COVID days where
it's a shame he's given up on that.
Yeah, he should actually work out more.
Here's the treadmill there. Yeah, but just changing the way I train, doing the right kind of recovery, and certain things actually, certain those aspects, and just investing in a proper physio and having them for a long period of time, I think, which has helped me in this journey. I feel you can have the best coach in the world, but if you don't recover well, even the best coach in the world can't help you on a tennis court. So I figured, what I needed to do is to understand my body, see I'm totally fit for especially match days, and then take it one step at a time from there.
Rohan, we're seeing you at your academy, and this must be so special for you to go home and be able to see all the talent that is there back in India. We know that you're going to have plenty to do when you retire in about a decade from now, when you go back there. How special is that for you to see those kids and just light up?
No, I think it's the best thing I ever did, Tracy, is to start an academy, give something back to this sport. I mean, the sport has taught me and so many wonderful things. And a couple of years ago, I also started a program for an underprivileged kids, where we picked up 37 underprivileged kids from across the country. We just selected them on athletic abilities, and we brought them and moved them to Bangalore, and I provide boarding, lodging, education, and tennis for these kids. And it's been absolutely amazing. I mean, these kids, the joy, I see on their faces every single day when they play tennis. And they're 3,000 kilometers away from their home, and they've moved to Bangalore. Not only that, they did not speak Hindi, they did not speak English, they just spoke their dialects of where the village they came from. And today they're going to school, they've learned English, they communicate in English. It has been absolutely a pleasure, to having them there. And, every time I go there, it brings a big smile to my face. And also for all the coaches, they feel like they're also giving back so much, and they see the progress of these kids. So overall, I think the ecosystem, it has really made a massive difference. And, so I'm really proud of, starting my academy in Bangalore.
Bob, just to go along with that, with your academy, you've also helped so many Indian players make it in doubles. I don't think a lot of people know, a lot of fans don't know what you've set up for the doubles players. I think you started it where if you were kind of top 200, you got them a coach and a physio. Maybe explain this program that you have for the Indian doubles players right now, because there are so many of them coming up the rankings so fast right now, and they've got coaching, physios, the whole ding.
Yeah, Nick, that is something I wanted to also do is, everyone keeps asking us, why there are no singles players, or there's few doubles players who have come out, and I said, whoever we have currently, let's try and help them out with a kind of support where as a tennis player, obviously the expense comes from coaching and having a physio there. So I brought out all the Indian guys who are ranked around 250, 300 in the world, and I said, once you get top 200, we'll start a program where the coaches and the physios are funded by the program, and wherever they travel, we'll help them, travel with these players. And one of the coaches is former doubles player himself, Raven Klassen. David Sharan is one of the coaches, and Mr. Balachandran. There are 3 coaches there. There are 2 physios there who are always there with these guys, and that has made a massive difference in getting almost 11 players now in the top 200, and about 6 players in the top 100 as well. And I feel India is such a big country, and though we have a great system in the junior circuit, and after that, unfortunately, a lot of the tennis players kind of fall out and they're missing out. So, and also yesterday, I launched the UTR Pro Tennis Tour for the first time in India.
Oh, wow.
This is something, it just happened literally 24 hours ago.
No
and
way.
You have 48 hours in your day.
So so explain that. What did you launch? A UTR tennis program in India. So explain that.
The Pro Tennis Tour, which happens in the US, or we know the 35 other countries, which goes on. We never had it in India, and I feel that Indian tennis players can really benefit out of this, because the number one thing is, at the end of the day, for tennis players, where do they find the resources to travel and to make a living out of it? And before we even go to tournaments, we're always thinking on how do I get my visa? What are the expenses?
Yeah.
There's so many other factors before I even go play a tournament. So I thought this will be a great, journey for them to play these UTR tournaments. Now they get to play a lot of matches. They get to earn prize money, and then they can use that money to play futures and maybe
How many
challengers.
events? How many events throughout the year will it be?
The first two are happening next month, November, and the plan is to have about 20 next year.
Great.
Wow, the big question mark, right, is how many hours in a day do you have? But you can stay awake better than anyone because you also are involved in coffee.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, coffee is the first love way before my tennis. It's been a part of the family. We grow coffee. My grandfather started the coffee plantation in a place called Coorg, which is in south of India, in the state of Karnataka. And my dad took over, and I've been fortunate to be grown up in this beautiful plantation, in a coffee plantation. So I always say yes, the coffee came way before my tennis. So,
but it's like
I enjoy a cup
7:50
of coffee.
a.m. here local time, and Petch is wondering why he didn't get any of Bopanna's coffee.
We need
to
some
keep him
coffee.
awake
I
at
can't
this
believe
desk.
the Bopanna brand isn't here at Tennis Channel,
We
just
need it.
sitting in the
That's
cupboards,
wild.
huh?
Yes.
He'll get it here by tomorrow.
I think, yes, we will send it there. Tennis Channel is going to have the Bopanna coffee soon.
Rohan,
I
I've got to ask
guarantee
you
that.
one question, because I know you had a big injury a few years back, and you took to yoga to kind of help you get back on track. So is that something that still is a big part of your fitness and staying out on the tour at 45?
Yes, Tracy, it is something which I discovered during the COVID period of time. One of the reasons I went to the yoga journey as well is because I have no cartilages on my knees.
Oof.
Both my knees the cartilages are fully worn out. Of course, playing so many years, the wear and tear, it has taken a big toll. And I was in a lot of painkillers while playing. And during that time, a cousin sister of mine, she said, why don't you try Iyengar yoga, specific this yoga, which is a form which they use a lot of props, ropes, chairs. It's pretty physical kind of yoga, and I always thought yoga was too boring and I would never get into it. And that 4 months at being at home, I said, okay, let's give it a shot since I'm anyway there. And I did 4 times a week. Each session was about 90 minutes.
Oof.
And it literally transformed, a lot. I went from having 2-3 painkillers a day to no painkillers today.
Wow.
I feel zero pain when I'm playing or practicing. So the yoga, I do continue every single day, about 20-25 minutes. I do. The downside of getting better in the classes is that now I actually need a yoga teacher to travel with me.
Wow.
So that's been a little difficult.
Yeah.
But yoga is something I do every day, and it's been truly incredible. I mean, it's not only helped my knees, but also I feel it's helped align my back, my posture, and I feel I don't feel rushed on the tennis court anymore.
Yeah, I feel like
I think more clearly.
Yeah, I feel like that's something that I wish I would have done more was the yoga, because we see a lot of players stretching, but the yoga is something that's important. We see a lot of young players that are watching this right now.
To make more for
I was going to say, was there any more room for a different workout? How many do you fit in?
No, but
yoga's a minor issue.
But the yoga helps you move quicker. But Rohan, there's a lot of young players that are watching you. They see your longevity, 45 years old. What would you tell young players that want to make it on the tour? What should they be focused on for longevity, discipline, passion? What would be the key sauce to make it onto the tour?
And even this, I mentioned this a lot in the academy, Nick, is that, they need to, in some way, not look at the process of chasing ranking, chasing points. I know we all say this. It is, of course, easier said than done, but what I tell them is they need to have a purpose on why they are playing tennis. Is the first and foremost, because most of them just want to say, yes, I want to become number one in the world. But I keep telling them, you break that long-term goal into short-term goals and try and see if you can achieve that before you change your goals every 3 months or every 6 months or every year, whatever it may be. And that's kind of helps you, prolong that journey. And, and there is no limitations. I'm a pure example for it. There's no limitations. There's no time limit. It's all an opportunity you've been given. And that's when, we got to just enjoy it and, keep at it.
Well,
sorry, I just Rohan, obviously, cricket isn't a big sport over in this part of the world, over in the US, but obviously it is absolutely huge in India. Also, hockey actually is another, not ice hockey, obviously, which is obviously huge here, but obviously sort of grass, artificial grass hockey, outdoor hockey. Are those federations, are those organizations just better equipped to deal with sport in that country? Is that where a lot of your best talent goes into those kind of sports? Is that why it's harder to find Indian singles players rather than obviously everything that you're doing is obviously amazing, paying it back to the sport that's given you so much? But how easy or how difficult will it be to turn that around to get tennis to become more of a major sport, to participate and then ultimately to become world class?
Mark, I think it is, first of all, going to be extremely difficult, because apart from tennis and golf, all other sports in India are funded by the federation. The sportsmen are funded by the federation. So that kind of helps that journey tremendously. Hockey is a national sport, but I think that needs to change. Somewhere where the federation and the government have to be involved, where there is going to be a lot more tournaments and a lot more funding from the junior program, because we have tremendous talent in the country who, end up playing tennis as juniors. They either are 16, 17, then end up going to the colleges in the US, or they kind of, to go some other route. But definitely, that is the main factor, is where the resources, and tennis being much more expensive, and it is less accessible because there's no public courts anywhere. You have to be part of an academy, or you have to be a part of a country club, and so that makes it much more difficult for a layman or any kid to just pick up the sport and play. So I think it is a journey which is going to take time, but I feel we need to change the entire structure and take an example of cricket and hockey on how it is built from a junior circuit, and then use it for tennis. And I think it is definitely possible to find the talent and get singles players out there.
Did we hear you right? There's no public courts in India?
That's right.
Wow.
There's no public courts in
incredible.
India. So so then so you have to either go to one of the federation sports, or have to go join an academy. So it's just they're very difficult to you can't just walk out there and find a court, and that makes it I think much harder for someone to pick up that sport.
That's wild. Bubsy, we've taken so much of your time. Before we let you go, there was a portion of a graphic that was shown just a moment ago. Finals or better at all 9 Masters 1000s events. Well, guess what? We've been having a very spirited discussion about the fact that there's going to be a 10th now. So can we expect to see you at a 10th final in Masters 1000 come 2028 we're looking at? What were your thoughts when that was added to the calendar?
Oh, no, you won't see me on that calendar for sure.
Come on, Bubs, why not, man?
I was saying we're seeing you all 10 Masters 1000
I mean,
finals.
are you asking whether I'll be playing there or I'll just be there?
I want to know if you're going to be playing.
You're going to be playing for
Martina
sure.
played until she was 50.
Yeah.
Martina played to 50.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, maybe I'll just come back, 2028.
I mean, you got to fund the coffee supply
when it
here.
does come back in the calendar, we'll answer that question, Danny, when it actually comes on the calendar.
Yeah, what are the next goals for Rohan Bopanna? I mean, is there an age you want to play until you get the ranking back to a certain number? What are the goals now moving forward?
I'm literally going through the weeks. To be honest. I mean, this year has been difficult because I've been playing with different partners. It's not been ideal, and this week I have to, play with Ben. But next week again in Paris, I'm changing a partner. I'm playing with Bublik there.
Ooh,
Yeah.
fun.
So let's see.
Oh,
Yeah, you like some fireworks out there.
Well, I
Boopsy.
saw
Yeah,
you. I
that's
saw you
awesome.
were. I was just looking at the list. I saw you were signed with Denis Shapovalov. I know you guys had played a lot together, and I saw you guys had pulled out. So now you'll be playing with Bublik.
Yeah.
So that'll be fun. And I know we've been watching a little
Yeah.
bit of Shapo. What do you like when you play with him? Because I know you guys have played a lot, and you guys are really good friends.
Yeah, I just love his game. And I felt when he first came on this circuit, and I literally asked him this. I said, "How do you slide on hard court?" Because I said, I was never even taught to slide on clay court. How do you think of doing that on a hard court? And he's extremely quick, and so he said it just comes naturally. He said he doesn't even think about it. I said, I mean, that's just incredible.
Yeah.
I think he's got, an amazing game. And last few months he's been playing some great tennis, and it's good to see him back in that top 25 and playing great tennis again.
Rohan, I have one more question
man.
because just last
Poor
one.
guy, he's got to play semifinal. I'm
just-
teasing him.
No,
I'm
no
teasing
problem.
him.
Please go.
I'm
It
teasing
just
him.
came up thinking about.
I finished my ice bath. I finished my
Oh, so
massage.
he's ready to hang.
Just when you were talking about your daughter and your wife watching you back in India, kind of on the computer, is that gotten tougher? Because she's 6. I assume when she was 2, she would travel with you guys, but now she has to be in school, I would assume.
No, she hangs out with me during.
So has that gotten tougher for you to be sometimes on the road without them? And, that's got to be difficult.
Yes, Tracy, it's been extremely difficult, to be honest, as she has grown older. And every time now I leave home, she definitely doesn't want me to leave. Even when I'm at home, if I tell her I'm going to the academy, she's asking me many questions. Are you going to come back in the evening? What time are you going to come back? She thinks probably I'll go away for 2-3 weeks.
Yeah.
So yeah, it has been difficult, no question. And but I'm thankful that she's been able to see this journey and not some way say that my father is a tennis player, then rather father was a tennis player. So that I'm thankful of, to be honest. And every time she's come at tournaments, I mean, she was this extremely shy kid who would never really speak to anyone, and for this tennis circuit has actually made her open up quite a bit. And for the last year and a half, she's talking to so many different people. And my wife and I were surprised completely on the change which has happened. And the other great thing is she's a big foodie like me, and she enjoys different kinds of cuisine. So that is a great thing, which is also been amazing for her, being traveling and learning so many things.
Love it.
That's
So
great.
sweet. It's a great
Great.
question, Tracy, and it's very, very precious. And now, Bobs, you got to go keep winning so you can afford a new pair of shoes to keep her happy.
How did this
He just
come
needs
on?
socks. He just needs socks.
That's unbelievable.
Oh, I missed this.
Oh, wait, Bobes, we don't remember that actually happening.
No.
Bobes is like, wait.
You know what, Rohan, what I do remember from this is playing behind you, playing doubles with you, which was such a pleasure, right? It's just so unbelievable the way that you are able to volley, and you're so smooth, the feel that you have.
And then the
it's
elephant came
incredible.
out.
Yeah, and then the elephant in the room.
Oh, my goodness.
Tracy, it's the natural gut which helps me in those volleys.
Yeah, I think
like
it's a little bit more, a little bit more.
Love it. Bobs, thanks so much for hanging out with us.
Thank
It's
you,
so
thank you.
fun. Fun to you're
thanks
just
so
one
much.
of the most
Thank you so
stand-up
much,
individuals
always.
on tour. We just love you.
Yeah, thanks for doing so much
Thank
for
you.
tennis,
Thank
Bobes.
you very much.
Good luck.
Thanks,
Good luck
Great
tomorrow,
job.
buddy.